Hi everyone, I'm Michelle Kelly. Welcome to Be in the Change. I'm going to get started by reciting my inspiration. Our deepest fear is not that we're inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, which most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people will not feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It is not just in some of us, it is in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give others permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Marianne Williamson. I'd like to say welcome to everybody who's watching me for the first time. Thank you. And thank you to everybody who's been watching me. I started this in 2019 as my New Year's resolution, stating I was breaking up with fear, I was breaking up with shame, and I was breaking up with guilt, followed by a weekly video, which it's almost the end of year 3, so it's a miracle that I'm still going. And 2020 was to be more compassionate to myself and others, and I'm still working on that. And this year was to break up with processed sugar, and I am still broken up with processed sugar. You guys, my birthday was on Halloween, so I was born on like the sugar capital day of the year in the United States, at least. And I'm like Buddy the Elf. Candy was my first love, and sugar. So anyway, but I found out it did not love me back. So I needed to eliminate that out of my diet, and it's been one of the hardest breakups I've ever had. So anyway, this was the first year I didn't have cake on my birthday. I didn't have, any candy for Halloween. So I miss it, I do, but not enough to try it. So you guys, I was saying last week in my video that I was going to build a bear. So this is my teddy bear that we made, and he's so cute. And I named him Chubbs. Chub Rock, I think. I went to have my teddy bear made, and I got to go with 2 of my girlfriends. And when we went, I asked her, I'm like, can you stuff it, like really stuff it, like it needs to lose some weight? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, just when you think he's stuffed enough, add a little bit more. And I just wanted a chubby bear. And he is so cute and so chubby that clothes didn't even fit him. We were trying on clothes in the store on our bears, and none of the clothes fit this bear because he's so chubby. But I just wanted a chubby bear because I like it. So I was talking last week in my video about how to have an exit strategy, how I keep myself safe when I go into situations that I'm afraid of or nervous about, and how to have an exit strategy before I go. So my video got a lot of views last week, and thank you to everybody who watched them. I was realizing, and I got a bunch of comments, and I got one that wasn't so nice. And what I realized is, I have a lot of tools that most people don't have. And I thought everybody had the tools but me. And turns out I have the tools and most people don't. So what I've been realizing more and more is that I have tools of how to be safe, how to be well, how to treat people kindly. And I need to share them with people, because there's no sense in knowing information that other people don't have unless you can share it with them, and not guilt or shame people for not knowing. Like, I really didn't know the stuff that I know now, and what has happened for me being in 12-step programs. They have the tools in the program to give us to survive, and not just survive, but to thrive, how to be consistent, how to keep showing up, how not to self-sabotage yourself. So I've been with these tools for a really long time. And so what I have heard, and I didn't know this at the time, but say what you mean what you say, and don't say it mean. And hurt people hurt people. So when you are coming from a place of hurt, chances are you are going to lash out and try and hurt other people. And you know, I was always so hurt that I didn't want other people to hurt like I did. So I was more sensitive to the fact when people were hurting, I wanted to help them. And sometimes I realize when people are hurting, they're not ready for help. And it's not my job unless they come to me. But the say what you mean what you say, and don't say it mean. And I always had like a sideways screw you in there when I was hurt. If somebody said something not nice to me, but one of the things I learned too is if you ever have to confront somebody, if there's somebody you need to speak to that has hurt you, or something wasn't right, if you need to go to your boss, you always start off with a positive. I'm so grateful that I work here. However, when my hours got changed last week, it's not working out for me. Is there anything we can do to change this? Not, he's an asshole, he knows I can't work at night. You know, if you start off with a positive, people are more likely to hear what you have to say, and they're not defensive, as opposed to like, hey, why did you change my hours? You know, I can't work at night. It's terrible. Like, so I've learned, again, to go in with the positive first. I'm so grateful that I work here. I'm so glad that you're my boss. However, when my hours got changed last week, it's not working out for me. Is there anything we can do to go back to the old hours, or what do I need to do? People are more open to hear what you have to say when you aren't coming at them with claws. And also the other thing is the say what you mean what you say, and don't say it mean. So it's funny because years ago, my son was dating somebody that I didn't think was the right person for him. And instead of telling him that, which I did, but then I would keep telling him that in a way that was not very nice. And I had to learn how to stop doing this. But I would make remarks like, that's going to be your mother-in-law one day. Or, you know, that's going to be the grandmother of your children. Instead of saying like, I really don't like this. And even so, it was none of my business. But what I've learned how to do, if you want to give your opinion to somebody and they are not open to receive it, or they didn't ask for it, because unsolicited advice is criticism. And I used to do this too, by the way. But one of the things that I've learned is to say, I've noticed a few things about your relationship. Would you like to hear what they are? Or would you be willing to hear what I think or what I have to say about it? And then wait for the answer. And if the other person says no, then that's your cue not to tell them. So I was brought up with, I gave my opinion even when you didn't ask. And guess what? It's criticism and it's hurtful. And I don't want that done to me. So I had to learn how not to do that to others. So as I learn this stuff and have this information, I've learned to have healthier relationships with people as a result of asking permission first and always starting off with a positive. And people are more apt to hear what you have to say. So I do better with love, with compassion, with kindness, and with support. And I think we all do. I think all of us do better when somebody comes to us, me, with love, with compassion, with support, and with kindness. But I wasn't able to offer that until I had that for myself first, which I do. So now that I have this information, these tools, one of my gifts is not to abuse the gifts that I have, which is the knowledge to help people do better. And realizing this is a gift and I have tools that I can share and help other people in their lives when they're ready. But I had to be ready too. So thank you to everybody who's watching. Please stay safe, stay tuned, and I will see you all next week.